Most men spend their entire lives chasing something they'll never catch. They buy the gifts. They write the paragraphs. They show up every time. Still, they end up confused on the bathroom floor at 2 a.m. wondering why she left for someone who treats her worse. Here's what nobody tells you. 5 centuries ago, a man was tortured and exiled by the rulers he served. He spent his final years writing things so explosive the Catholic Church banned every single one of his books. His name was Niccolo Machiavelli, and he figured out the architecture of human desire better than any self-help guru alive today. What he discovered about women isn't taught in schools, it's not in the movies, and it's definitely not what your father told you. If you're comfortable living with lies, turn this off now. But if you're ready to understand why you keep losing, keep watching. By the end, you won't recognize the man in the mirror. Before we go deeper, check out my channel after this video. Some of you have watched for months and still haven't subscribed. Fix that. Buttons right there. This isn't about putting women down. It's about understanding the operating system. Machiavelli watched generals lose armies because they couldn't read the room. He watched kings lose thrones because they couldn't read their wives. And he watched peasants rise because they understood one thing the noble-born never could. People don't fall for who you are. They fall for who you make them feel like they are. Keep that sentence. First lesson. This one stings. Kindness without spine is weakness, wearing a mask. Genuine kindness from a man who could destroy you but chooses not to? Irresistible. But most men aren't kind from strength. They're kind from fear. Terrified of conflict. Terrified of rejection. So they nod when they want to say no. They laugh when they're offended. They shrink to fit whatever box they think will make her stay. Machiavelli wrote that men who try to be loved too much often end up hated. Love sustained by obligation becomes resentment. Think about men who abandoned everything just to keep her around. Where are they now? Alone, confused, watching her live her best life with someone who doesn't try that hard. Not because women are cruel, because nature doesn't reward desperation. A man with no boundaries isn't safe. He's unstable. If he can't hold his ground, how can he hold anything else? First truth. Women don't want a nice guy. They want a real guy, capable of being nice when it counts. One is a costume, the other is a choice. Everyone feels the difference in seconds. Second lesson. Where most dating advice gets it backwards. The currency of attraction isn't confidence or money. It's sovereignty. Machiavelli called it virtù, mastery. The ability to shape your fate instead of being shaped by it. A man with virtù doesn't wait for permission. He moves, and the world adjusts to him. Most men approach women like applying for a job, hoping to be selected. But women are wired to choose men who aren't desperately trying to be chosen. When you're applying, you're already losing. You've made yourself candidate instead of prize. Machiavelli compared fortune to a river. In calm weather, the wise man builds barriers. When the flood comes, he's not swept away. He's standing exactly where he was. The flood in relationships is emotional chaos, tests, drama, silence. The man who remains unmoved in his core earns something deeper than attraction. He earns trust. Women test, not from manipulation, because they need to know. If he falls apart when I'm emotional, what happens when the house burns down? The test isn't about the fight. It's about the footage. She's watching to see if you can hold the frame when everything shakes. When you genuinely become unshakable, you stop caring if people see it. That's exactly when they start seeing it. The less you need validation, the more it chases you. Third lesson, the big one. Women want a man with a mission that doesn't include them. Not a man who excludes them. A man whose mission doesn't depend on them. Machiavelli studied every great leader. Same pattern. These men had something inside that burned regardless of who watched. They became great because they believed in something. Then people believed in them. A man with a mission has gravity. That gravity pulls things into orbit. Without a mission, you make her the mission. Now you've turned a queen into a crutch. No woman wants to be someone's reason for living. If she's your whole world collapses every time she steps back. Machiavelli warned rulers never to depend on allies for defense. The moment you need someone to survive, you've given them power to destroy you. A man who needs a woman to feel complete will never truly have her. She feels the weight of that need pressing on everything. Now flip it. The man with a mission. He's building, growing. When he spends time with her, it's because he wants to, not because he has nothing better. That want is pure. Purity is rare. Rare is valuable. Valuable is attractive. You don't attract what you chase. You attract what you are. Fourth lesson. Why good men watch bad men win. The dangerous man isn't attractive because he's dangerous. He's attractive because he's alive. Machiavelli wrote that fortune favors the bold, men who move while others calculate, who risk looking foolish rather than miss the moment. Most men fear mistakes so much they never move. While they wait for the perfect moment, the bold man walks over and creates one. Not because he's better, because he's braver. Women don't want men who cause chaos. They want men unafraid of chaos. The bad boy isn't attractive because he's bad. He's attractive because he's unbothered, moving through the world like he belongs there. That belonging is magnetic. Stop calculating. Start moving. A wrong move with conviction beats a right move with hesitation. Fifth lesson, the hardest one. The ability to walk away is the only power you can't fake. Machiavelli said, a prince must never be so attached he can't break an alliance when it no longer serves him. Most men cannot walk away. They tolerate disrespect, being an option, because being alone feels worse than being treated like nothing. Every time you stay when you should leave, your value drops. You're showing your self-respect has a price. That price is her attention. The man who walks away calmly, without drama, becomes unforgettable because he proved his love is a choice, not dependency. Chosen love is the only kind that lasts. This doesn't mean leave at every argument. It means build a life so full that no single person's absence could empty it. When a woman senses you could survive without her, but choose not to, she stops testing and starts investing. Desire that survives the option to leave is the most valuable thing in the world. Let's tie this together. Every leader who fell her because of something inside: arrogance, insecurity, need for approval. Every leader who lasted had conquered themselves before conquering anything else. Same for you. You can learn every technique without Internal work, it's performance. Performance exhausts itself. Women don't fall for tactics. They fall for transformation. A man who's genuinely strong doesn't need tricks. His presence communicates everything. Build the fortress before the siege. Work on yourself now. Not when heartbroken, not when desperate. Now. When the right woman comes, you'll be ready. Not because you memorized a script, because you became someone worth choosing. What do women want? Strength they can trust, depth they can explore, purpose they can believe in, a presence that makes them feel safe without feeling small. Machiavelli decoded power for princes. The real prince was always the man who could rule himself. Stop chasing, start building, stop performing, start becoming. Ask what kind of man you want to be. Answer that honestly. Do the work, and the rest answers itself. The brutal truth isn't that women are complicated. It's that most men are comfortable. Comfortable with average. Comfortable with excuses. Don't be that man. One of these principles, applied wrong, destroys relationships faster than doing nothing. Which one? Drop it in comments. I'll pin the best. Also, Machiavelli hinted at a fifth principle in letters discovered last decade. What's your theory? Is understanding female nature manipulation or just finally growing up? Fight it out below. Keep it respectful. When does walking away show strength and when does it show fear? Answer honestly. I'll be reading. If this hits something inside you, hit subscribe right now. I reply to subscribers first. After subscribing, check my channel homepage. Videos on dark psychology, stoicism, mindset shifts that actually change your life. Remember, the only person standing between you and the life you want is the version of you too comfortable to change. I'll see you in the next one.